Ugh. Yo, what's good, Julius? What's good with you? What's good with you today? We're gonna start in like 2 more minutes. I mean, 2 minutes. We need to have this conversation, man. We're gonna wait 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes to wait. I mean, not 2 minutes, but 30 seconds. Then we'll start up. We appreciate you coming through, though, my brother. Yes, sir. Ski, that's all we can do. You know what I'm saying? And pop a drink and have a drink. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Y'all already know who it is, man. Y'all out here chilling with the real Miami Talk, man. Hey, y'all, before we get into anything, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that share channel, do all that good stuff, man. Over here, man, we get on topics, man. We don't worry about what black person killing a black person, all that. We ain't gonna do none of that over here, cause that's promoting it. All we gonna talk about is what's really going on. Some, some NJ Blue label. Start off the day. We talk about real life shit that could affect everybody as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Um, so the day topic is Ukraine and Russia, and when it gonna hit here. Is we ready for it? Is y'all mental ready for it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause some shit gonna pop off, y'all believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all go check out my family channel. It's just us, Yogi and Courtney. And make sure y'all tap into my gaming channel, Yogi Bell TV. But yeah, like over here, man, all I want to do is talk about real subjects, and I want to know y'all opinion on that type of stuff. You can also join the panel, and you can come on and speak your mind without tapping it. You can speak it. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of show this is. You feel me? But today we talking about Ukraine and Russia, and when it gonna hit? When is it gonna affect United States? Sooner or later it is. Sorry to tell y'all. Y'all they was preparing y'all for World War III. Well, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later they're gonna see the weakness in America, and they're gonna test it. And we're gonna start seeing stuff that y'all ain't. I don't think like everybody used to. Like Americans, y'all ain't used to this type of stuff that gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna be walking down the street with no gun or handgun shooting up a plaza no more. It ain't gonna be that no more. It's gonna be rocket launchers, jets shooting off rockets, and tanks rolling around in your city. Sooner or later. Wait till America get on high alert. But do y'all see how these people running over there? They bombing and they fighting each other like Europeans fighting Europeans for some land. For the land. And y'all see how intensified it is? Y'all think growing up hood and hood fighting to see who was the baddest hood. That's what this is at a bigger scale. At a tremendous this is bigger scale than Crips and Bloods or Mexican games and all that junk that y'all know about over here in America. I hope y'all paying attention. I hope y'all preparing yourself. Y'all stop shooting other people, I'm gonna say other Americans with y'all bullets, because sooner or later the real Europeans gonna be back over here. And another thing, y'all know this the land of the free. Y'all know we got Russia, Ukraine people over here. You think they gonna sit here and watch either or not get help from the United States? I don't think y'all think like that, huh? People don't think like that, huh? But I know I ain't the only one that think like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't the only one that got in mind that when you see gay people inside the White House, as 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 head people there, it ain't gonna turn out good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to realize we weak. This is a weak country right now. This is a weak country. Weak signs. Ain't no manly man or nothing in America. We won't be ready for this type of stuff that's gonna finna go down. And I'm gonna show y'all a little stuff that's going down. I'm gonna bring that to y'all. I'm gonna bring y'all exactly what's going down. And that's what I'm talking about. Is y'all ready for this? Let me make sure I can hear this. Is y'all ready for this type of situation, man? Is y'all prepared, y'all family, to see body parts in the middle of the street? Cause y'all can't, you know how they say bullets don't got no eyes. These missiles ain't gonna have no eyes either. These missiles ain't gonna have no eyes either. Oh shit. Oh Lord, hold on, y'all, before we even get into this. Hold on. Let's get into this though. Come on. Let's get into this. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I ain't see this. I ain't see this before I started this. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all ready for this? No, y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ready for this? This gonna go down. This was going down right now. This was going down right now. They ain't playing, man. They finna this shit here gonna flip out on us. Watch this. I'm telling you, this shit gonna backfire on us. We gonna reap the aftermath after this because United States right now is soft. They look at us as an allies. We know right now Trump is an ally to Putin. They already expressed that. Trump happy that Putin doing what he doing. So I'm trying to figure out if y'all America is ready for Biden to go stick his nose in here. Do y'all got faith in Biden to stick his nose inside this situation? Huh? Is we ready for Biden to stick his nose into this situation? This ain't like a gang fight. Like this ain't like Crips and Bloods or the Mexican gangs and all that beef, whatever, black on black crime. This ain't like that. This ain't like that. This gonna be some wild shit. They already blew up a lot of shit, helicopters and planes getting shot out of the air, all type of shit going on. While we sitting over here taking a drink, smoking an old nice cigar, black and mild, worrying about smoking some weed or your dead ops. This what war looked like right here. And if Biden stick his nose in it, this how America gonna look. We don't have a strong leader in there. You want to give black folks crack pipes for reparation. We got Russians and Ukrainians and Chinese, all of them over here. You don't think like the Chinese is telling they people, oh, they over here partying. Ain't no problems over here. Or Putin getting ready if he see American flag in Ukraine on Russian soil, and you on Europe soil. Y'all don't think that he gonna bomb? He gonna think that's a sign of disrespect as a boss? Come on, man. I know a lot of y'all got cousins and uncles or somebody was in a dope game. They'll let you know what a boss is, man. A boss don't play games, man. Imagine this is as a million times worse than a drug dealer boss that was in the United States. Like the Big Meech and all this stuff y'all glorify. Imagine Big Meech can't save y'all from this. He ain't got no plane. He ain't got no jets. He ain't got no rocket launchers. He ain't got no tanks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say what if he ain't got a grenade. Now some people we did have grenades, so I don't know. Even with a rocket launcher, I don't know. We probably do got rocket launchers. Some niggas probably do got rocket launchers though right now. But we ain't got no tanks. We ain't got no fighter jets. We ain't got no helicopters, no Apaches that we own that we could use to defend us if this shit here hit the fan and it goes south. Something that another European, Joe Biden, gonna put us in the middle of when this shit go down. When this shit goes south, north, west, wherever y'all want us, how y'all want to call it. But this the alert America gonna be under in a minute. This is the position we getting ourselves when we walking ourselves into. I'm telling you, we're finna be walking into this, and it's finna get ugly. I hope we ready. I hope all that gangster stuff, all that black on black crime, letting these same Europeans they use a hangers. Look at how they act with themselves. You feel me? This shit here finna get bad. These damn rubber bands be popping out my hair, scaring the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. Like what the hell, popping and flicking it. But what's y'all opinion though, man? Like I say, we got an open panel. You can come on, express yourself about what you seeing, what's going on. I'm finna drop some other. I'm gonna drop some other stuff I got saved up about real time. What they doing about an hour ago, about you know what I'm saying, 30 minutes ago. But this live right here, this live right here, is y'all gonna be ready if this shit hit the fan and come to America? Is y'all finally gonna want to stand together? Cause I ain't going on no front line for no European going against a European. I'm telling y'all that now. I'm gonna fight for my household and that's it. I ain't stepping out. I ain't stepping out. They ain't fight. They ain't. All right, they gave us a Ahmaud Arbery. What about Emmett Till? When we gonna charge that lady? She's still alive. Let me get my 40 acres and a mule, and I think about fighting for my country. But right now, my country ain't did nothing. My country been kicking me in my ass for 45 years. But they damn sure gonna need our help if that European Biden go over there and step his foot over there in Ukraine or Russia them problem. You know what I'm saying? I think that America is the only one that got like missiles and shit. Y'all think these people ain't gonna get mad if Putin actually do what he do and really start keep on putting flags up in Ukraine and taking over land and taking over land and taking over land? Y'all think that Ukraine ain't gonna feel some kind of way? Y'all don't think Boris, the minister, the prime minister, ain't gonna feel? Y'all think Queen Elizabeth ain't gonna feel a little different? Y'all think that the Europeans we got over here gonna be on some? I'm talking about the real Russians and the real Ukrainians that stay here that they don't put in position somewhere, allow them the progress in life. Y'all don't think they gonna hope that United States pick each one of these people's side, or else they gonna bring that same violence into the American, and they ain't got to travel. They already here. They already here in America. I know y'all heard about sleeper cells. You know what I'm saying? America is the home of sleeper cells. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing about I'm gonna tell y'all the good thing about it. I was watching Boris, the minister, talk, and I looked around, and then I watched Putin do his talk. I looked around. They hatred is against themselves. So hopefully that help us out in the long run, and that they keep that to themselves. You get what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to stand for this country until it's time when it affects us, because the same people who will try to protect and help, these the same people that's kicking our ass in this same country. Everybody over here in America just living it up. I'm talking about just living it up. But the same people that's in America is right there fighting for the same thing they did when they had this civil war. The European against Europeans. This is the same battle. It's the same battle. But now we can see it in real time. We ain't got to read a book. We can actually just look it up on the internet and it'll show us in real time. And what I ask is we ready? Is we ready as Americans to watch? I mean, the watch the impact of a missile hit your fellow neighborhood Is we ready for our lights to be off? Is y'all capable of taking care of yourself after that? Because it's gonna happen. Because like I say, one of the sides we were allies with both of these people, and these people is the same people that we call our presidents and stuff over here. They the same people that was hitting us with water hose right here in this country, all on with European descendants. And some of them don't have far descendants. Some of them, because you see Trump. Trump looked like he looked just like Boris, the prime minister in Europe. He looked just like Boris. So you know they and and Bush, he looked just like Putin. Him and Putin look like they favor each other. So their lineage ain't far. One thing I know about black folks though, we won't be a prisoner of no war. They can pretty much hang that up. And we're not gonna be their Huckleberry. We're not gonna be y'all Huckleberry. Think we gonna fight for some shit that for our own country that been kicking us in our ass since the colonists came here. Whatever they gonna want, they gonna want y'all to go fight. They gonna want y'all. They gonna drive y'all. They gonna tell y'all can get $1 million to go over there in Ukraine and go stand with the Ukrainians. Some of us got cousins, brothers and sisters. Some of our parents in the army right now. If Biden make this decision, it's gonna be World War III, y'all. It's gonna be World War III. See, God give you these signs, y'all gotta start reading y'all book, that Bible, and it'll prepare y'all for this. You know what I'm saying? Solomon and Gomorrah. Y'all pay attention. It's happening all over again. It's happening all over again. But I want to know if Americans ready to watch bodies get blowed up out of the house. Like not by gunshot, not by somebody cutting you up. I'm talking about a missile hitting a big populated area. And you gotta walk over bodies. Is y'all ready for that? In the cocaine era in Miami, we was put in that situation without the rockets. But we had to walk over bodies. We were finding bodies behind dumpsters in the middle of the street in cars. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell y'all, Miami people, they might not be ready for a missile, but they ready to walk over your arm that's blowed off. They ready to like go in your pockets if your pants ain't burned. You know what I'm saying? Is everybody else in the United States ready like that? Is y'all ready for that? We was trained to steal like the going dead people body pockets, dead people pockets. You know what I'm saying? This what war is. When you go to war, I never been in this war level, but I know what the aftermath gonna be. But I'm mentally prepared for a missile to come over here and hit United States, somewhere in the United States. It might be Florida first. I don't know which one close. I got to check the demographic thing or whatever you call it. I don't know which gonna come first. Either gonna be Florida or it's gonna be New York or it's gonna be Washington. But they gonna make an example out of the United States. And Putin already said it. Let me play that. Let me play that while we here. Let me let y'all hear Putin say he want America to say something. He want America to step foot and try him. For real, for real. He won't them. Y'all see that full scale invasion of Ukraine has begun. Where did that say? United States. I hope y'all ready. Let me see. Let's hear what Biden say though.
Instant cash offer is an official offer to buy your car.
What Biden got to say.
Particularly in the East.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
NATO will
NATO will
convene a
convene a
summit.
summit.
We'll be
We'll be
there
there
to
to
bring
bring
together
together
the
the
leaders
leaders
of
of
30
30
allied
allied
nations
nations
and close partners to affirm our solidarity and to map out the next steps we will take to further strengthen all aspects of our NATO alliance. Although we provided over $650 million in defensive assistance to Ukraine just this last year, let me say it again. Our forces are not and will not be engaged in the conflict with Russia in Ukraine. Our forces are not going to Europe to fight in Ukraine, but to defend our NATO allies and reassure those allies in the East. As I made crystal clear, the United States will defend every inch of NATO territory with the full force of American power. And the good news is, NATO is more united and more determined than ever. There is no doubt that the United States and every NATO ally will meet our Article 5 commitments, which says that an attack on one is an attack on all. Over the past few weeks, I ordered thousands of additional forces to Germany and Poland as part of our commitment to NATO. On Tuesday, in response to Russia's aggressive action, including its troop presence in Belarus and the Black Sea, I've authorized the deployment of ground and air forces already stationed in Europe to NATO's eastern flank allies, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Romania. Our allies have also been stepping up, adding the other allies, the rest of NATO, adding their own forces and capabilities to ensure collective defense. And today, within hours of Russia's unleashing its assault, NATO came together and authorized and activated an activation of response plans. This will enable NATO's high readiness forces to deploy and when and where they are needed to protect our NATO allies on the eastern boundaries of Europe. And now I'm authorizing additional U.S. force capabilities to deploy to Germany as part of NATO's response, including some of the U.S.-based forces that the Department of Defense placed on standby weeks ago. I've also spoken to Defense Secretary Austin and Chairman of Joint Chiefs General Milley about preparations for additional moves should they become necessary to protect our NATO allies and support the greatest military alliance in the history of the world, NATO. As we respond, my administration is using the tools, every tool at its disposal to protect American families and businesses from rising prices at the gas pump. You know, we're taking active steps to bring down the cost, and American oil and gas companies should not exploit this moment to hike their prices to raise profits. You know, in our sanctions package, we specifically designed to allow energy payments to continue. We are closely monitoring energy supplies for any disruption. We've been coordinating with major oil producing and consuming countries toward our common interest to secure global energy supplies. We are actively working with countries around the world to elevate collective release from the strategic petroleum reserves of major energy consuming countries. And the United States will release additional barrels of oil as conditions warrant. I know this is hard and that Americans are already hurting. I will do everything in my power to limit the pain the American people are feeling at the gas pump. This is critical to me. But this aggression cannot go unanswered. If it did, the consequences for America would be much worse. America stands up to bullies. We stand up for freedom. This is who we are. Let me also repeat the warning I made last week. If Russia pursues cyber attacks against our companies, our critical infrastructure, we are prepared to respond. For months, we've been working closely with the private sector to harden their cyber defenses, sharpen our ability to respond to Russian cyber attacks as well. I spoke last night to President Zelensky of Ukraine, and I assured him that the United States, together with our allies and partners in Europe, will support the Ukrainian people as they defend their country. will provide humanitarian relief to ease their suffering. In the early days of this conflict, Russia propaganda outlets will keep trying to hide the truth and claim success for its military operation against a made up threat. But history has shown time and again how swift gains in territory eventually give way to grinding occupations, acts of mass civil disobedience, and strategic dead ends. The next few weeks and months will be hard on the people of Ukraine. Putin has unleashed a great pain on them, but the Ukrainian people have known 30 years of independence, and they have repeatedly shown that they will not tolerate anyone who tries to take their country backwards. This is a dangerous moment for all of Europe, for the freedom around the world. Putin has committed an assault on the very principles that uphold the global peace. But now, the entire world sees clearly what Putin and his Kremlin allies are really all about. This was never about a genuine security concerns on their part. It was always about naked aggression, about Putin's desire for empire by any means necessary, by bullying Russia's neighbors through coercion and corruption, by changing borders by force, and ultimately by choosing a war without a cause. Putin's actions betray his sinister vision for the future of our world, one where nations take what they want by force. But it is a vision that the United States and freedom-loving nations everywhere will oppose with every tool of our considerable power. The United States and our allies and partners will emerge from this stronger, more united, more determined, and more purposeful. And Putin's aggression against Ukraine will end up costing Russia dearly, economically and strategically. We will make sure of that. Putin will be a pariah on the international stage. Any nation that countenances Russia's naked aggression against Ukraine will be stained by association. When the history of this era is written, Putin's choice to make a totally unjustifiable war on Ukraine will have left Russia weaker and the rest of the world stronger. Liberty, democracy, human dignity, these are the forces far more powerful than fear and oppression. They cannot be extinguished by tyrants like Putin and his armies. They cannot be erased by from people's hearts and hopes by any amount of violence and intimidation. They endure. In the contest between democracy and autocracy, between sovereignty and subjugation, make no mistake, freedom will prevail. God bless the people of a free and democratic Ukraine, and may God protect our troops.
But we go through what we go through over here, though. They tap us with oppression. We got police officers killing us over here, but we got this Joe Biden talking this nonsense. All this good speech talk, all this junk he's saying. But yet, this is what they do to us in our country. They came over here as colonists and took over our country. And now that we want to fault Putin for what he doing. You know how they say what goes around comes around? What goes around comes around. You get what I'm saying? What goes around comes around. Y'all sat and then y'all wrote history books about it that colonists came and took over our country. But y'all are colonists and you had a nerve to speak like. See, that's why I don't get into this politics stuff. This really just real life, just the shit that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? This shit gonna backfire. This shit gonna backfire. I'm telling y'all now. This shit finna backfire. The shit gonna backfire. And Biden gonna have to eat them words. Biden gonna have to eat them words, man. Cause I can't, like, that was live, so I didn't know he was gonna say what he was gonna say. But Ain't nowhere in here that sound good to the people of America. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't sound good to America because we got we got people that doing division. You get what I'm saying? And it's allowed. It's allowed here for a person that look like me, the color I am, to hate me though. But when it comes to a European fighting a European, a colonist fighting a colonist, it's a different story. Oh, that's we now we the people. Now we the people. I thought Bayer said that he learned about cockroaches dealing with black folks. Let's be them cockroaches. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay out the way of this because it's gonna be issues. You know what I'm saying? And God already had explained to y'all that, man, if y'all read your Bible, you know what I'm saying? Man, God already explained to y'all that this is gonna happen. He even talk about World War III in the Bible. We finna get to World War III. But we shouldn't be afraid because they fighting each other. They ain't gonna do too much. They ain't gonna do too much to each other, huh? You know what I'm saying? It's only black on black crime. That's the only thing we talk about is black on black crime. Black on black crime. Black on black crime. We don't never stand on European crimes against Europeans because we so scared and we so taught to be. I'm talking about put your head down. I don't put my head down for no man. I don't care if he black or white. And that ain't a shot on my arm. I didn't get no shot. I had son must have bit me. That ain't no shot. I wish I would go get a C shot. Y'all got me fucked up. Real talk. I ain't even bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, if you is over here from my gaming channel, man, this a whole different person over here, man. You know what I'm saying? This a whole different type of live. This ain't me trying to push P. I ain't pushing no positivity. I'm pushing facts. I let them talk their facts, and we gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? What up, Spikey? What up, BO4? What's good with y'all, man? But I hope y'all ready for this type of stuff that's finna go down, man. Like I say, man, it's more to the let's see.
Putin at this point, and what interactions have you had with the Russian government?
I heard the first part. Do I have any plans to speak at this point? And
What communications have you had with the government as far as military operations in Ukraine and making sure this does not spiral into a larger conflict?
well, it's a large Ukraine will have left Russia weaker.
I think y'all need to hear this.
Liberty, democracy, human dignity. These are forces far more powerful than fear and oppression. They cannot be extinguished by tyrants like Putin and his armies. They cannot be erased by people from people's hearts and hopes by any amount of violence and intimidation. They endure. In the contest between democracy and autocracy, between sovereignty and subjugation, make no mistake, freedom will prevail. God bless the people of a free and democratic Ukraine. May God protect our troops.
Mr. President.
Associated Press, Zeke.
So do you have any plans to speak with President Putin at this point? And what interactions have you had with the Russian government?
I heard the first part. Do I have any plans to speak with Putin at this point? And what?
What communications have you had with the Kremlin as far as military operations in Ukraine and making sure this does not spiral into a larger conflict?
Well, it's a large conflict already. The way we're going to ensure it's not going to aspire to a larger conflict is by providing all the forces needed in the Eastern European nations that are members of NATO. NATO is more united than it's ever been, and I have no plans to talk with Putin. Wall Street Journal, Tarina.
Mr. President, you didn't mention SWIFT in your sanctions that you announced. Is there a reason why the U.S. Isn't doing that? Is there a disagreement among allies regarding SWIFT and whether Russia should be allowed to be a part of it?
The sanctions that we proposed on all their banks are of equal consequence, maybe more consequence than SWIFT, number one. Number two, it is always an option, but right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take. Um, Cecilia Vega, ABC.
Sir, sanctions clearly have not been enough to deter Vladimir Putin to this point. What is going to stop him? How and when does this end? And do you see him trying to go beyond Ukraine? And a second question I'll just give to you now. This statement that he gave last night the threat that he gave, the West will face consequences greater than any you have faced in history. Is he threatening a nuclear strike?
I have no idea what he's threatening. I know what he has done, number one. And number two, no one expected the sanctions to prevent anything from happening. It has to show, this is going to take time, and we have to show resolve so he knows what's coming. And so the people of Russia know what he's brought on them. That's what this is all about. This is going to take time. It's not going to occur. He's going to say, oh my God, these sanctions are coming. I'm going to stand down. He's going to test the resolve of the West to see if we stay together, and we will. We will, and it will impose significant costs on him.
Will he go beyond Ukraine, sir? Do you see him going beyond?
Yes.
Two topics, just really quick. First, markets are down and gas prices are up. I know you always stress the difference between Wall Street and Main Street, but everybody seems to be in for some economic pain. How economically painful is it going to get for people in this country? And I do have one more question.
First of all, there's no doubt that when a major nuclear power attacks and invades another country, that the world is going to respond, and markets can respond all over the world. So there's no doubt about that, number one. Number two, the notion that this is going to last for a long time is highly unlikely as long as we continue to stay resolved in imposing the sanctions we're going to impose on Russia, period. What's your next question? I'm sorry.
The next question is, did you underestimate Putin, and would you still describe him the way that you did in the summer as a worthy adversary?
At the time, I made it clear as an adversary, and I said he was worthy. I didn't underestimate him. And I've read most of everything he's written. Did you read? I shouldn't, I'm not being a wise guy. You heard the speech he made, almost an hour's worth of speeches, why he was going into Ukraine. He has much larger ambitions in Ukraine. He wants to, in fact, reestablish the former Soviet Union. That's what this is about. And I think that his ambitions are completely contrary to the place where the rest of the world has arrived.
You're confident that these devastating sanctions are going to be as devastating as Russian missiles and bullets and tanks?
Yes, Russian bullets, missiles, and tanks in Ukraine. Yes, I am.
Thank you, President Biden. If sanctions cannot stop President Putin, what penalty can?
I didn't say sanctions couldn't stop him.
You've been talking about the threat of these sanctions for several weeks now.
Yes, but the threat of the sanctions and imposing the sanctions and seeing the effect of the sanctions are two different things. They're two different things. And he's going to begin to see the effect of the sanctions.
And what will that do? How will that change his mindset here, given he's
Because it
attacking
will so
Ukraine as we
weaken his
speak?
country that he'll have to make a very, very difficult choices of whether to continue to move toward being a
sanctioning President Putin was on the table. Is that a step
Real
that you're prepared
talk,
to take?
Julie,
And if
that's
not,
what they doing, man.
sanctioning President Putin.
That's what they doing.
Yes.
Why not sanction him today, sir? Why not sanction him today, sir?
With new sanctions today and said the impact it will have over time. But given the full-scale invasion, given that you're not pursuing disconnecting Russia from what's called SWIFT, the international banking system, or other sanctions at your disposal, respectfully, sir, what more are you waiting for?
Specifically, with the sanctions we've imposed exceed SWIFT. The sanctions we imposed exceed anything that's ever been done. The sanctions we imposed have generated 2/3 of the world joining us. They are profound sanctions. Let's have a conversation in another month or so to see if they're working. Yes.
Can I ask you about Zelensky? Sir, you spoke to Vladimir Zelensky yesterday, sir.
What's the risk that we are watching the beginning of another Cold War? And is there now a complete rupture in U.S. and Russian relations?
There is a complete rupture right now in U.S.-Russian relations if they continue on this path that they're on. And in terms of a Cold War, that depends. You have the vast majority of the rest of the world in total opposition to what he's doing, from Asia to South America to Europe to around the world. And so it's going to be a cold day for Russia. The idea, you don't see a whole lot of people coming to his defense.
And are you, if I could follow up, sir, are you urging China to help isolate Russia? Are you urging China to help isolate Russia?
I'm not prepared to comment on that at the moment. Wait, no. Yeah. No. He's had his hand up a long time.
Thank you, Mr. President. How concerned are you that Putin wants to go beyond Ukraine into other countries and the U.S. will have to get involved if he moves into NATO countries?
Well, if he did move into NATO countries, he will be involved. We will be involved. The only thing that I'm convinced of is if we don't stop now, he'll be emboldened. If we don't move against him now with these significant sanctions, he will be emboldened.
And-
Look, well, anyway.
And can you talk anything more about your conversation? Mr. President.
Why not sanction Putin directly today?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
So India, which is a major defense partner of the United States, is India fully with you on the issue of Ukraine and Russia?
Does the Defense Department of the United States?
So India is one of your major defense partners. Is India fully in sync with the United States on Russia?
We're in consultation with India today. We haven't resolved that completely.
One more question.
Okay, thank you all very much. Thank you.
Are you sanctioning President Putin?
And this is what I'm saying, man. Hey, y'all better be ready, man. Y'all niggas call y'allself killers, man. Stop killing each other, man. This is the reason y'all gotta start killing each other, man. Cause right now the Europeans, man, they scared. They scared, man. We were raised on fear. You know what I'm saying? We were raised on fear. I ain't talking about Americans. I'm talking about Black Americans. We weren't raised on fear. Man, we were raised on this shit that we were raised on, man. And the same people that's crying, Biden and everybody else, Trump, whoever, man, they look like those same people that's over there fighting in Ukraine and Russia. But these the same people they have empathy for. They don't have empathy for when your black brother get killed by the police. They don't have empathy for that. They don't even have empathy when y'all kill each other. They laugh at y'all when they laugh over your body while you dead on the ground. They laugh at it. You get what I'm saying? Why these Europeans just don't go to either choose Russia or what you call it, or Ukraine, and just go fight themselves with us? Because you fighting for your people. That ain't got nothing to do with us. But it got something to do with us. Because we got these same colonists standing over us. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how the conversation goes when we in America and we fighting for our freedom over here in America, in our own fucking country. And Biden, y'all president, had a nerve to say what he just said. Ain't that shit some shit, the bullshit? I heard a saying said, clean off your front porch before you talk about somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how these politicians, these Europeans, say shit. They say shit. They say shit, and it don't mean shit to us, cause we live this shit. We sat here in America and lived this shit. We sat in America, and these same Europeans is these same Europeans is the ones that's out here doing what they doing. You get what I'm saying? Just because they don't speak, they ain't talking, they ain't in the language, they ain't in a, how could I say it, interpretation, or you could discover that they Russia, or you know they European. You know they European. You know what I'm saying? And sooner or later, they gonna call y'all black asses. All you gangsters, all you savage ass niggas, they'll call y'all to stand up for them and go fight in the country you ain't got no problem, you ain't got nothing to do with. For real, for real. That what the colonists mean. They gonna have y'all fighting y'all they problems. We could just why don't they go over there to their country? Go over there to where your homeland is, where your parent, your great grandparents from, and go help whichever side you choose to go on. Why bring that issue to our country when y'all done came and took our country? You know what I'm saying? Y'all colonized our country, a black American country. You know what I'm saying? No, that's y'all problem. That's the European problems. They ain't got nothing to do with. They ain't got nothing to do with no black American. None. Y'all don't take that money. They gonna still soon start putting y'all money. Who is the NATO anyway? Who the fuck is the NATO? Who is NATO? Y'all let me know in the comments. Who is NATO? Who the fuck is NATO? That Biden so much. I'm talking about. Oh, we own it, and we gonna for NATO. Who is NATO? You know what I'm saying? To be honest with y'all Caucasians in America, y'all Caucasian Americans, y'all is black Americans allies. Just like how what Biden was talking about, y'all is our allies. Y'all supposed to stand for us right now in this country. If you can't do this over here, how y'all gonna expect to do that in another country? Huh? For y'all own country. We ain't him talking about going to blow up, we gonna take over Africa. We ain't him talking about taking over Haiti and Jamaica and Bahamas. You get what I'm saying? Y'all make this our American problem. Even though, you know, like I said, America is the land of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? It's the land of Egypt. It's a land of captivity. If y'all don't know about Solomon and Gomorrah, y'all go look that up, man. It's going down though. But I hope y'all are ready though. I hope y'all ain't shoot all y'all bullets on New Year's or so intense of putting your bullets inside another black man body, a black American body. I hope that ain't y'all attention because y'all gonna need this. Y'all hear Biden saying, man, they gonna have to step down. They gonna have to step down on one of the countries. They gonna have to choose sides. Cause I don't know who the fuck is NATO. Who the fuck is NATO? Who the fuck is NATO? You know what I'm saying? Ain't NATO is the same Europeans he talking about? It's crazy that we so divided. Like we got somebody that running around with their name called I rape little boys and girls. Y'all don't think that that person right there is a European? You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't think that's a European? Come on, man. Well, we gonna get into more videos, man. I'm gonna show y'all what it gonna look like in y'all country, man. An hour ago.
Only at Metro by T-Mobile, you can upgrade to 5G and get more. More choices with the largest selection of free 5G phones. Like the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G and more 5G coverage. Only at Metro.
Show y'all how serious it is, man. I gotta figure out. Let me figure out what time my wife get off work too. While y'all look at this right here. I don't know. I don't know what NATO is. What is NATO?
Within the last hour, that Russian occupation forces are trying to seize the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. That is the radioactive waste disposal area. And says that their defenders, are giving their lives so that the tragedy of 1986 will not be repeated. That's, of course, when the plant melted down. He's reported this to the Swedish prime minister because the winds go in that direction. This is a declaration of war against the whole of Europe, Ambassador. So how does this escalate the urgency of the crisis there?
Honestly, Andrea, I don't quite understand it. I don't understand why they would seize Chernobyl, but other than to say that they're seizing virtually every other strategic asset there is in the country. But I do think the point you just made about the war being widened, everything they're doing today is going to have implications for every country.
Has tweeted within the last hour that Russian occupation forces are trying to seize the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. That is the radioactive waste disposal area. And says that their defenders, are giving their lives so that the tragedy of 1986 will not be repeated. That's, of course, when the plant melted down. He's reported this to the Swedish prime minister because the winds go in that direction. This is a declaration of war against the whole of Europe, Ambassador. So how does this escalate the urgency of the crisis there?
Honestly, Andrea, I don't quite understand it. I don't understand why they would seize Chernobyl, but other than to say that they're seizing virtually every other strategic asset there is in the country. But I do think the point you just made about the war being widened, everything they're doing today is going to have implications for every country of Europe in the coming days and weeks and months, and Americans too. The price of oil we're gonna feel the effects of this war overnight, and as it grows, I think we have to begin to think about what happens if the Ukrainian military begins to feel routed. What will they do? Will they stay and fight, or will they try to leave the country to fight for another day? That's a tactic we know other leaders, including other great leaders, Winston Churchill used in World War II. And that means that the war could spread beyond just Ukraine's borders.
Is there a fear immediately of it spreading to Poland and the other border NATO states?
Again, I'm just guessing, but I think no. I watch what Putin says pretty closely. I've been one of those that have been worried from a long time that there's a major, everything he said, if we just listened to him closely and the capabilities that he amassed, was pointing to this day. And so I think we should listen to him closely and not pretend that this is just propaganda for his people. The good news of there is if you listen to him closely, I don't hear him saying we plan to attack a NATO ally. But I think we want to do everything we can to make sure that gets to as zero of a probability as possible. And that's why I do think we should be fortifying our NATO allies. I'm a little perplexed as why NATO has.
What is this NATO shit? Who the fuck is NATO? Who the fuck is NATO? Because I'm telling y'all, man, this is like the lineage of the same thing of the Constitutional War, whatever that war was. I forgot I said it earlier, but the first it sounds like just somebody who trying to take over a country between each other. Who is NATO? What is NATO? And why is this connected to Russia and European? Who is NATO? That's what I want to know. Who is NATO? What country is NATO? I never heard of this country, NATO. I know I ain't the smartest motherfucker in the world, but who the fuck is NATO? Maybe y'all smart in the chat and y'all can let me know who is NATO. Cause they keep talking about NATO. This is a whole different scenery. And they still talking about NATO. Who is NATO? I don't know, man. I don't know who.
Has not taken the decision to use the NATO response force. Seems like this would be exactly the time that you would want to activate the NRF. But so far, I would say that that is not part of his objectives for now.
I gotta look up who is NATO. Cause I don't know who is NATO. This NATO people, whatever they is, they must be a secret society, man. I guess that's the Illuminati, ain't it? It got to be. Cause what the hell is who they keep bringing up this NATO thing? Who is NATO? But I'm gonna let y'all hear this right quick before I have to go and go pick up the wife from work. I'm gonna let y'all get a little taste of this. What's gonna go on in y'all country? I'm gonna let y'all know. I want to know who is NATO. Who the hell is NATO? Who this nigga is? Cause I don't know who the hell is NATO. Let me see. We're gonna find out who is NATO. Who is this NATO? That was y'all backup plan? The shit hit the fan? I don't know. Like, but y'all understand though, man, I'm only talking back. Man, it's only Europeans fighting Europeans. If we don't care about Haitians fighting Haitians and Jamaicans fighting Jamaicans.
A Russian invasion is underway in Ukraine. Russia is conducting a full-scale military operation on its European neighbor.
Hold on, I don't want y'all to see it, y'all hear it without no content to it. Yeah, let's get content. Let's get content to it.
Morning, a Russian invasion is underway in Ukraine. Russia is conducting a full-scale. At breaking this morning, a Russian invasion is
Let y'all get the full scale of what I'm looking at. Man, hey, nah, it's time for whoever gonna be allies, man. Cause right now, man, this shit looking wicked right now, boy. This shit looking wicked right now. Let the thing cure up and get right. I'm trying to find out who is the hell is NATO. Who the hell is NATO?
Underway in Ukraine. Russia is conducting a full-scale military operation on its European neighbor, with explosions reported in several cities across that country.
The long-feared attack is not limited to the breakaway rebel-held region in eastern Ukraine. Russia's war machine is even hitting targets in the city capital, Kyiv.
Whoa. Now, residents in Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Odessa heard big explosions before dawn as world leaders decried the start of the Russian invasion. It could lead to massive casualties and topple Ukraine's democratically elected government. Russian President Vladimir Putin cast aside international condemnation and sanctions, warning other countries that any attempt to interfere would lead to consequences you have never seen in history.
Now, here's a live look there in Kyiv, Ukraine at this hour. Right now, it's about 11:04 in the morning. Those in the city say lights have remained on in parts of the city, and that given everything that's going on, it looks pretty normal. You can see it looks as though they have traffic on both sides of the road. Now, we have heard reports, because you see the backup, that they are dealing with people trying to get out of the city.
Yes, and they're having trouble because the traffic is not moving. Now, President Joe Biden pledged early this morning new severe sanctions to punish Russia for an act of aggression that the international community had for weeks anticipated but could not prevent through diplomacy. The president tweeted, "Russia alone is responsible for the death and destruction this attack will bring, and the United States and its allies and partners will respond in a united and decisive way. The world will hold Russia accountable."
We have team coverage this morning. Action News reporter Catherine Scott spoke with a woman who has ties to our area, now living in Ukraine. But we begin with ABC's Faith Abube in D.C. with the latest. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Tam and Matt. The worst case scenario U.S. intelligence officials have been warning about is unfolding right now in Ukraine. Key Ukrainian infrastructure is in the crosshairs, but there are also fears this morning of mass Russian cyber attacks, even here in the U.S.
This morning, Ukraine's military air bases, key infrastructure, and air defense systems under Russian attack. The country waking up to air sirens and Russian ballistic missiles going off. This video capturing a plume of smoke and an explosion in the distance near Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city. More reports of flares and sounds of explosions in several eastern cities and near the nation's capital of Kyiv. Our Ian Panel is there.
I've seen a large flash in the distance over there, again followed by a boom some minutes later.
Russian President Vladimir Putin essentially declaring a full-blown war overnight, saying a special Russian military operation is underway in Ukraine.
I think we've passed the point of no return.
In a new video, Ukraine's president telling civilians to stay inside and remain calm, and then calling on the world to respond to the Russian attacks, but overnight warning that any countries that interfere with its plans in Ukraine will face, quote, consequences they have never seen. The UN Secretary General in an Emergency Security Council meeting urging Putin to instead give peace a chance. As the session wrapped up, the Ukrainian ambassador confronting his Russian counterpart.
There is no purgatory for war criminals. They go straight to hell, Ambassador.
Well, President Biden will address the nation later on today, announcing what he says will be severe sanctions to punish Russia that could involve cutting off Russia from all Western financial institutions. In Washington, Faith Abube, Channel 6 Action News.
Man, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all gotta be ready for this shit, man. These people are fighting each other, man. These people are fighting each other, and it gonna trickle down to Solomon and Gomorrah. Gonna happen inside in our own country, cause we didn't witness it. We witnessed the the Europeans came here. We witnessed that. They wrote books about it. Hold on.
I'm just thankful that they finally come.
That was something else I had queued up about a month after. The North. Oh, that's what NATO. Okay, the North Atlantic Treaty Org. Okay, that's what NATO mean. That's what NATO mean. Appreciate that, Evan. Appreciate that, man. But that's crazy though. They wrote books to let us know that they came over to our country and raided us, a land inhabited of people, and say he discovered this land. And now we in 2022. And they ain't gonna have no choice. Whoever this NATO is, North Atlantic Treaty Org. Shout out to Julius Evans. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna put that up there. I'm gonna put that. I'm pinning that. I'm putting that up there so we'll know who NATO is. This who NATO is. Yeah, that's who NATO is. You know what I'm saying? That's what NATO means. That's who NATO is. And they gonna expect, like, all right, the shit that we go through in America that's been already, you know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be like, 100 years ago. Man, 5 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago. We see the disrespect that the Europeans give us in our own country. In our own country. And we accept them as open arms people, and they made the law, they did all this. And these the same people that's going to war with each other, and they gonna want your black kid, your black American kid to go fight in a war that ain't got nothing to do with him. Ain't got nothing to do with Haiti. Ain't got nothing to do with Jamaica. Ain't got nothing to do with Bahamas. Ain't got nothing to do with Africa. It's crazy out here, man. And y'all heard Putin say, man, he fucking everybody up. He don't care. And nigga step on his toes, it's whatever. It's whatever. Nigga ready to just fuck Russia. I'd rather kill the whole Russia and go out what I'm standing on. You feel me? And that's what's going down. That's what's going down. These people ain't finna lay down, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta be for real, man. They already done started bombing shit. Let me show y'all. They already started bombing shit. They on they shit though. They on they shit. That's some gangsta ass shit they on though. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? They on some gangsta ass shit though. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I got some shit.
Breaking this morning, a Russian invasion is underway in Ukraine. Russia is conducting a full-scale military operation on its European neighbor.
I'm gonna put in perspective.
With explosions reported
I'm gonna put in perspective when how we prepare for the situation, and they ain't prepared for that situation. The Europeans is not prepared for this situation. I'm gonna show y'all. You gotta take a little minute to cue in. I'm thinking about upgrading my internet to 1 gigabyte. You know what I'm saying? Putin troops raise flag in Ukraine. Let's see how this, y'all prepare for this here.
Без опознательных знаков. Улыбаются ребята.
Y'all ready to see them blue and red flags running around in your country? Cause I'm pretty sure that NATO is somebody close to America. You know what I'm saying? We already gave y'all the name of it, North Atlantic Treaty Order. You know what I'm saying? Shit gonna get crazy. Is y'all as Americans, is y'all ready for this type of stuff that's finna go down, man? I know the native of Americans, the blacks, they ready. They ready because we've been going through this so long. And to hear a European as Joe Biden say what he said, like this ain't what been going on in this country, in our country, in a country that we know and love, that we love. Can't tell us we didn't know that we know the treatment of this. We know the treatment of this. You know what I'm saying? The war against what you call that shit? The not the constitutional war. What that the war called? I forgot what it's called. My mind, I started drinking, so my mind ain't all the way there. The Confederate War, or whatever that was, the Confederate War, or whatever. We talked that. You feel me? If y'all don't know the story, you know they sent black folks after they were losing, cause they knew the layout of the land, and that's how they won with this constitutional war thing, to be able to get the red, white, and blue flag instead of the Confederate flag. You know, them were European countries fighting to see European people that were fighting to see who gonna rule this country while we was here in this country. That's why they call them colonists. The same thing finna go on right now. What they going through, but the difference is that these people fighting for themselves. They fighting for among themselves. These white people folks had us fighting for them to rule over us, the Europeans. So why do we care? Long as we do what we do, man, we need to stop shooting each other. Man, as black people, man, we need to stop shooting each other, man. Whatever beef y'all got going on, man, kill that shit. Call it a day. Cause boy, in a minute though, we gonna have to stand on our own 10 toes, man. And I don't know now, nigga, that really don't have to stand on his own 10 toes without another nigga with him with a gun. That's standing on his 10 toes. I don't know too many people that know how to protect they land without having several other motherfuckers there with guns in their hands. God already told us, man. Y'all lay down, man. I'm gonna handle this. Man gonna destroy man. I'm talking about man of destruction. But I'm letting y'all know though, if Biden go over there with whoever this NATO is, if Biden go over there and try to, you know what I'm saying, Putin feel like he want whatever this NATO country is that's in Europe, you know, because he already told Ukraine he ain't helping them. He and nah, they ain't my business. Y'all gonna have to stand on y'all own 10 toes. But whoever the NATO is, man, Putin said any motherfucker try him is on. World War III coming, y'all. It'll be here. It'll be here sooner than you thought. So don't worry about your PlayStation 5. Don't worry about, oh, if you got the biggest house. Cause I don't think none of us really know what it is to see a big ass missile coming into your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I don't think none of us really know how it is to walk over dead bodies. You know what I'm saying? I don't think no American in this country, other than the foreigners, that know how to do that. I don't think none of you black Americans know how to do that. My wife just said she'll throw up if she see a bomb hit the plant that's by my house. And we have to cross over people that's dead. She don't think she could be able to do it. I never been to the army. I never been to the army. I don't know nothing about the army. I wouldn't fight for the notion of what they talking about versus on what we ain't stepping on or what they did to us. You know what I'm saying? I want to know is why don't the Caucasians don't go to the European country and y'all go over there and fight for who look like y'all? Why bring that shit to America? Why bring that shit to a black America? Why bring that shit to I don't want to say too much because I don't want to piss nobody off. Cause like I say, man, they told us stories, man. I'm 45 years old. I know my grandparents and I knew my great grandparents. And I know my great grandparents say they didn't know what these people was when they came. That's what I know. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these people, they got Irish in them. A lot of people got Scotland in them. But all of them got European in them. Why they ain't over there in Europe and handling it over there in Europe? You know what I'm saying? Why do that shit over here? Why bring that problem over here when y'all already is the problem over here? I know that shit hurt. But black people, we've been hurt for too long, man. Y'all gotta go put faith in God, man. And get yourself tapped in and understand what's finna go down, man. Cause it's finna go down. One thing about it, like I keep trying to tell y'all, we got Russians over here in America. We got Ukrainian people over here in America. We got European people that came and colonized in America. These the same people. These the same people. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing else. It is what it is. But what I'm asking is, why bring that shit here? Why not go to y'all country, Mr. President, Mr. Biden? Why don't you go to the European country, go to this NATO country, and take all the NATO people or whatever, or calling this over here, all the gangsters, white gangsters, all the Caucasian gangsters. Why you don't take them to the NATO country and go let them just fight for people that look like them? You know what I'm saying? Right now, we as black folks, we as Americans, Black Americans, we try to fight to stop killing ourselves. And there should be more reason than not kill y'all. Keep on killing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing gun violence against each other. Cause boy, look here, man. We gonna need each other. We gonna need each other after this, man. I heard this story, man. If you got a pit of snakes, and in this pit of snakes, it's 5 snakes and 10 snakes out of 100 snakes that won't poison you. But they'll bite you, but they ain't poison. Do you go in that pit on your chances of knowing that there's 5 snakes in there that they ain't gonna poison? Or you don't get in that pit? You don't get in that pit because shit, a snake is a snake, and I ain't got time to figure out which snake is a snake. Think about it. These snakes want y'all to take you non-venomous ass snakes and send y'all over there at this NATO country, whatever NATO. But he said European though. That's the shit that confuses me. If the Russians are European and the Ukraine is European, who the fuck is NATO? Is that Boris, the dude that look like Trump? But Trump don't give a damn. Trump talking about Putin, man, do your thing. But that same thing they told us is wrong. When we follow behind a big drug dealer, when we follow behind a big killer, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing they told us. Like Julia said, man, it's like calling the kettle black. For real, for real. All I ask is y'all, man, y'all stop killing each other, man, as black folks, man. Y'all stop killing each other over here in America, man. Y'all stop killing each other. Cause we gonna need all the people we gonna need, man. When Biden go ahead and choose to go stand with these NATOs. And Putin already told him as a gangster, nigga, we ain't playing. You feel me? We gonna need, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna need our enemy, not the enemy of different, you know, but we're gonna need the enemies that we created in America. We're gonna need to stand with them if they the same as us and their same thoughts and everything. Cause shit finna get wicked, dog. World War III is coming. We wasn't introduced to World War One. We only read book. World War II, we read book. But World War III is you niggas ready for it. We some savage. Y'all call yourselves savages and killers and hitmans and all this murder. You know what I'm saying? Is you gonna really be that person though? Is you gonna be able to pull that trigger on the Russian, on the European, finally, that's coming at you? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta get ready, man. Cause this shit finna go down. This shit finna go down, man. Y'all gotta get prepared, man. Y'all already know this is the real Miami talk, man. I appreciate everybody that came through, chit bought with me. But I gotta go get the wire from work. So I'm gonna get back with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already. If y'all want more of this, y'all already know what to do. Subscribe button, hit that like button, do all that good stuff. Y'all feel me? And I'm gonna catch up back with y'all. You know, turn on your notifications too, man.